Easts are just in front of Redcliffe and Norths on percentage on 6 points. Souths and Wynnum-Manly on 4. Brothers 3, Valleys 2 and Wests 1. Well, let's look at the two sides. Firstly, Wynnum-Manly. Cole Scott is fullback. Barry Legg and Harry Minns the wingers. Neil Moy and Gene Miles the centres. Tony Camburis and Terry Saunders the halves. Ian Frenchlock, Sean Johnston and Des Morris the captain, second rowers. Greg Dowling, David Green and Ray Duncan make up the front row, with Des Morris the coach. East's team, Greg Holben is fullback and captain. Steve Stacey and Brad Back are the wings. Mark Payne and Mark Thomas the centres. Ray Kelly and Larry Briganshaw the halves. Zac Sarra lock forward. Bob Arnold and Darryl Headkey the second rowers. Shane McNally, Jeff Ash and Bruce McLeod make up the front row. And the East coach is Johnny Lang. The referee is Stan Scamp. Well, I haven't seen either of these sides play this season except in the Woolies pre-season competition, so it's pretty hard to tip a winner with confidence. But the gradual improvement of the Tigers under Johnny Lang and a funny feeling that Wynnum-Manly just don't seem to play well at Lang Park makes me go for the Tigers. But how do you think the game will go, Dave?
Well, Peter, you talk about confidence in tipping. I picked 1 out of 4 last week, so I haven't got a great deal of confidence either. But I haven't seen Eastern Suburbs play this season either, but it seems they are the form side of the competition at this stage. Wynnum-Manly last week, I saw them in a not very convincing win against Valleys. However, the fact that they won, I think, will certainly boost their confidence for this afternoon's game.
Des Morris leads out the Wynnum-Manly Sea Eagles for their first Sunday match of the season here at Lang Park. Des is in his 14th year of Brisbane A-grade football, and he can be expected to pull out one of his best games today. How does he feel playing against his old club Easts?
Really, it's just another game as far as Wynnum are concerned. We're just after another 2 points. We want to, improve our standing in the league. And the fact that I played for East for 12 years has really got nothing to do with it. We're just out there to win the game and get 2 points.
East's captain Greg Holben has returned to the fold after a year with Brothers and has the added responsibility of being skipper. Is he a reformed character these days?
I don't think so, Peter. I've been thinking about my football a lot more this last few months, and John's given me the captaincy, and he's explained to me that to keep the captaincy I've got to settle down a bit. But I think I'm still playing the game as hard as anyone else.
The match began badly, both sides making plenty of errors. Wynnum led 7-1 in the scrums at one stage, but East's tight defence forced mistakes. We joined the match just before the first try. Scott. Well, Wynnum have the chance now. They're winning the scrums 10-6. They're right in the scoring zone. Morris slipping the pass away, and over goes Camburis.
Well, Des Morris would really enjoy that against his old side, and really it was the skills of Des Morris that gave Wynnum-Manly the opportunity for this try. That was Scott making a good run from the base of the scrum. He's up there to play the ball. Morris is the first man, the dummy half. Bang, takes the tackle and pops it up beautifully to Camburis. Camburis waiting just there on the spot, nicely under the sticks.
It's taken 33 minutes for the first points to go on the board in this game. And here's Cole Scott attempting to make it 5-0 to Wynnum-Manly. No mistake. Just on 5 minutes to go in the first half as Greg Holben drives it deep. Harry Minns. Tackle made by 2 players, McLeod and Briganshaw.
Just possibly that one try there could be just the tonic this match needs to come alive, because certainly up to this stage it's been ridden with errors, and both sides now have the opportunity to lift themselves up above the opposition and assert some sort of authority in the match.
Canberra switching play. Finds a runner. Playing it on the halfway line's Cole Scott. Green, Saunders, Camburis, Miles. Tackled by Payne. And French held up at 6 from the 2 marks, Thomas and Payne. Good work from our ground level cameraman, Damien Egan. So this is kickable. So Shane McNally having his second kick for goal. Missed his first one. Trying to make it 5 points to 2, and he's done so. So it's
Cole Scott to restart. Don't forget that Tooth Cup match on Wednesday night. Newtown playing Brisbane. And at the moment in Sydney, as I speak, Newtown leading Manly 12-0. You see Tommy Radonicus against Greg Oliphant, which should be an interesting clash, among others. Morris. Doesn't he run straight, Des Morris? Always takes the ball right up the middle of the rack. Adds a bit of thrust to the movement. On the quarter line, Duncan. And that's Cole Scott bursting onto the ball. Miles lost it for a moment. He'll score. He juggled that ball, but he still regained it and scored.
Well, Wynnum-Manly starting to run with a little bit of purpose now, and really that initial break from Saunders really set it up in the first place. There's Des Morris with a good, hard, strong run. That put Wynnum-Manly on the back foot right from the start. He looked to get it away, but couldn't. Wynnum-Manly wrestling in that play the ball. Morris slow to get to his feet, having a few words to his ex-teammate, and then the ball goes to the left-hand side. There's Duncan, a good work from Duncan. Look at this, the little pass nicely to Scott. Now Scott, an elusive runner, stands up nicely in the tackle. The ball pops up. Miles has trouble holding the ball, but that little bit of trouble was enough for him to regain, wrong foot the Eastern Suburbs defence and go in for a good try.
So it's 8-2. And it's interesting that had he not lost that ball momentarily in the tackle of Steve Stacey, I think that Gene Miles mightn't have found that gap opening for him, Dave.
Often happens, Peter, with that little bit of a fumble. The defence hesitates slightly, and that's exactly what happened. East had two good cover defenders coming across. The fumble allowed opportunity for Miles to regain the ball and then cut back inside nicely. He knew what he was doing, and across for the try.
Well, I said prior to the game that Wynnum-Manly don't play well at Lang Park. Certainly in the first 40 minutes they didn't play well, but then neither did Eastern Suburbs. Now 2 tries to none, 8-2 the score. Cole Scott. He's hit it well. Yes, 10-2.
Not really getting in the right position to use their back line. Their forwards are letting them down somewhat by not attacking strongly enough up the middle.
Well, there's a good strong attack up the middle, and it's going to be a Greg Holben try, but beautiful work by Zac Sarra. Let's see this one again.
Well, finally, Eastern Suburbs finding the gaps, and Wynnum-Manly unable to contain them on this occasion. Here's the play the ball now, where we'll go from the scrum. Zac Sarra from the base of the scrum fiddles around, does a little bumping run, spins out nicely. An ineffective tackle on Zara. Zara still making that break, and when you make a break from the scrum, there's only a 1-for-1 situation. Zara goes right through, pops the ball up to Holben. Holben had no trouble in following through and putting the ball down right under the post.
10-5 the score. It should be 10-7 after this kick from right in front, so the game right back in the fire again. Yes, it is.
Obviously not enough for them. They came out there, tightened up their play, as both sides did. There's a penalty going to Eastern Suburbs. Both sides tightened up in the second half, and we saw a much better second half than the first. I felt Wynnum-Manly were going to wilt under pressure there at one stage, but they seem to have held on well. Still football left in this match. If we look at the best players, must be a bomb from this kick, but best players, Wynnum-Manly did well.
Is Holben putting it up? It's the last chance for the Tigers, and it's taken cleanly by Cole Scott, so Wynnum-Manly have defeated Easts. And full marks to the Sea Eagles. They've won their first Sunday match at Lang Park for 3 or 4 years, defeating Easts by 10 points to 7 after leading 5-0 at half-time.
Well, for the first time in 5 years, Wynnum-Manly have won 3 premiership matches in a row, and congratulations goes to that Wynnum-Manly club and all the players involved. And the players involved in today's game that impressed me, Colin Scott was always very elusive from fullback for Wynnum-Manly, and Gene Miles was my man of the match. He's got a real future in the game, and I was very impressed with the big centre. The two halves, Camburist and Saunders, outplayed Kelly and Brigginshaw for Eastern Suburbs, and they played a big part in the match. The driving force behind the Wynnum-Manly win, no doubt, Des Morris, a good game from Morris, and I thought Ray Duncan was right up there for the man of match award. He had a very strong game, very impressed with Duncan. For Eastern Suburbs, well, a mention of Zara and Headkey. I thought they both played well and did their best to get Eastern Suburbs a win, but were unable to do so. The ABC Winfield Try Award this afternoon, $100, goes to Gene Miles for his try. And it was a good effort by Miles because there was a slight fumble and he kept his eye on the ball, retained his composure and made sure he was on the spot to finish off the movement, started by Duncan, carried on by Cole Scott. Let's have a look at Miles' try now.
On the quarter line, Duncan. And that's Cole Scott bursting onto the ball. Miles lost it for a moment. He'll score. He juggled that ball, but he still regained it and scored.
Tonight on ABC, it's rugby union. Canterbury of New Zealand versus Queensland. Tonight at 10 o'clock on ABC.